Alright, let's get this on the road, shall we? I'm going to be analyzing a set here by You3 and Trevonte. So it's back on the Genesis week. So let's get onto it. So right off the bat right here, let me I'll actually mute this because I'm going to be going on and off. See right here, Trevonte dashes in and punishes the can immediately. So essentially, as a duck hunt, you kind of want to be wary of that. You want to either not spawn the can, or you want to jump and then spawn the can. On Smashville, you could probably jump onto the platform and then spawn the can. I know I do that a lot whenever I pick Smashville. One thing to note, though, is not all Sheiks will opt to run immediately to duck hunt. You know, they can charge needles, and if you're, say, you're on FD and you just jump and spawn a can, they can just throw a needle and reverse the trajectory of the can. So you gotta watch out for that. You gotta pick your options. Probably make it safe on the first game, so that way, you know, you won't lose the early lead. You know, play it safe. Just stay in one position, see what Sheik is going to do, so you can be able to react to situations like that. So now we're on the ledge here. I'm gonna kind of see what You3 does. I saw a little bit of the first game, so I know what You3's going to be doing here. So like right now, see how Trevonte is shielding? I find this amazing by You3. Look at this. He just jumps, fakes him out, and does a turnaround grab. Like, that's amazing. And see, the can is already in position. The can is he spawned it, so it's going to be facing that way, I believe. So he's just gonna throw it to him, and he's gonna go for a follow-up. And look at this, the fair connects. Look at that disjoint. Look at that. It wasn't even supposed to connect. Cause look, he's just gonna grab and watch that fair. Like it didn't even touch him, but it still touched him. You know, that's fair is broken, honestly. So yeah, we're gonna see how You3's gonna land here. Decides to go and opt for a can. You know, that's pretty good. I like the way how he uses the can for the pressure right there. Like, the way he was running, or he wasn't even running, like, he'd just move around and the can kind of did the pressure for him. So it allowed him to hold the center stage while Trevonte kind of just stayed there and he was forced to choose an option that he otherwise wouldn't, which was retreat and lose stage position. So now we have a fair interaction here. Let's see if the can kind of knocks him out, and it does. So let's look at that a bit. Is it because he spawned the can before the fair, or was it after the fair? Because depending on that, you can like combo break. Let's see. It's about roughly at the same time. So if you predict that an opposing Sheik's going to go for the fair, you can just put out a can and just trade. So let's see if the trade is like favorable. I know that's like what, 4 damage, and that's like 8 from Sheik, so that's pretty good. That's a good favorable trade. You know, Sheik doesn't do that much damage, while Can does pretty respectable amount. I'd say it's a favorable trade, and because You3 has the percent lead here, let's see if he's able to get a follow-up off of that. Nope, barely misspaced. Alright, gonna be just some standard bouncing fish damage. And this is one thing I really like doing as duck hunt. So when you're off stage and you have a can placed off stage, watch this. He has a can right there on the roll, so he rolls with the can. That way, if you decide to punish duck hunt, he's gonna basically be forced to hit the can, and by the time, you know, your invincibility is gonna be worn off, it's gonna hit you, and then it's gonna hit the person that hits you. So Trevonte is gonna take damage if he actually did connect that back air right there. See, and he stays in shield right there, because if he does punish, the can's gonna hit the shield, and then it's gonna just hit Trevonte for free. And then, you know, You3 can go for, a short hop nair or something. So he spawns a gunman right there. Gunman's a pretty good option, because Trevonte, you know, is rolling back. He's gonna have to pick an option right now. So he can probably shield, which can be grabbable, or if he can jump, in which he can fair. So let's see what he does. He jumps, he doesn't react to the fair in time, but right now he's committing to an option. Let's see where he's gonna go. Goes for some up air for bread and butter damage. Reads the DI backwards as opposed to upwards, because you know, it's sort of like a 50-50. You know, if he goes upwards, you can go for a second up air. If he goes backwards, you can go for a back air, stuff like that. So spawns a gunman right there. That's my favorite gunman. I'm just gonna mention that right now. That's my favorite gunman. So yeah, good damage right now. He kind of baits right there with the, usually you could go for a back air, but he doesn't. And one thing I'm gonna note is that he was using the little needles to reverse the trajectory of can. I alluded to that earlier on how that's a big aspect to the matchup. More defensive Sheiks can attribute to that. So yeah, misses the can setup right there and opts to just put the down tilt. Now looking over here, we're in a situation where Trevonte's on the platform and the platform's coming in. So with Yusan's empty hops, he can bait out an option. He has can right there. I believe it is facing to the left. So we can use that to apply pressure. Say, if he wants to, he can end this empty hop, ping can a bunch, force a jump, and while he's, pinging the can, he can actually cover this option with an up air on, say, like double jump or double jump bouncing fish. So let's see what he does. He opts to go for the gunman, which is pretty good, applies pressure. And now we're back at the situation. This is such a favorable situation for Yusan. And now Yusan's at the corner right here. He goes for a falling nair. That's pretty cool. That can. I know Yusan. He's been doing a lot more of falling nair, getting the soft hit, and then going for the up smash. Ooh, can right there. It serves as a kind of wall. So because he saw the bouncing fish, he pinged can a bunch, and it hit the can. So it causes Trevonte to go back to the platform. One thing to lab out in the matchup, something I probably need to look into, is being able to punish that bouncing fish if it hits a can, if it hits a gunman. Because that way it kind of discourages Sheiks to go for that option. Back trapped on the platform right there. Trevonte just kind of wants to back off. Pretty fun commentating this, or just giving the matchup analysis, because I play both Sheik and Duck Hunt. Sheik not so much anymore, but I still know enough that I know what's going on both sides of the field. So he misses that up tilt right there. Ooh, and see right there, shielding. Even though Duck Hunt's kind of like the fiend for the shields, if you see a can right there and respawning it, worst thing ever is just putting a can when it's spawning a can when there's a shield, because Trevonte just gets that punish right there. Trying to go for the falling neutral air, but he gets that neutral air, the strong one. Now let's see. He has a can right there just to apply pressure. I guess that's something that separates Yusan and I, because I look at that. Let me go back. Yeah. See the situation right there? The can is facing so that it goes to the left, so towards Yusan and Trevonte. If I was in this situation, see, I'm backed onto the corner here, I'd be pinging the can this way, because that way it limits the options that Trevonte has, to back up, because he's in a backing up position, he wants to retreat, and that way you can close in stage control. It pressures them both, pressures Trevonte in a situation where he's sandwiched in between the two hitboxes, and he needs to choose an option. See, he just kind of lets the can right there, and see, he retreats back to the can, which is something I probably wouldn't have done. I'm not sure if that was the best option to do in that situation. He kind of cornered himself, but it's all good. He still has a little tiny lead here in 4%, but it's basically even. So yeah, Needle's being a really good tool to just shut down any can approaches. And that's the Yusan kind of like follow-up. He's been doing that a lot lately. A forward throw into run up, not up, down air, because that way it catches the tech in place, and then you can get like a jab onto it. So that's pretty cool. He goes for a reverse can, probably a misinput. Ooh, whiffs the. See, one thing with Yusan, he hates clay pigeon, and that's a big example of like why he hates it. He eats a couple damage for it just because he threw a mistimed clay pigeon. Can saving him from the biggest punish ever with that F smash. That probably would have taken it. But yeah, the bouncing fish right there kills him. And we're gonna move on to the next part. I was gonna like kind of speculate where they were gonna go next, but I guess they already revealed Final Destination. I'm not too sure why Final Destination. It's probably the least where I would not take Sheik. You know, she has the needles to pressure with the can. You have nowhere to run. Essentially, it's probably not where I would have taken her. If anything, in the current stage list, I would have taken her to Town and City. In the past one, probably like Lilat or something. Lilat's pretty good. It allows you to escape needle pressure. Battlefield would have been a good one. Probably not actually, because of the fact that she can secure kills better, gets that up smash pressure. So probably Town and City. But it's kind of risky either way, because she gets like forward tilt into up air, she gets like up throw into up air 50-50s, that kind of deal. But yeah, let's see if this, why he picks this option. Now that's kind of interesting, because before he opted to just can right away, this time he did gunman and can, and I guess the fact that he spawns can later, it allows him to get at least some damage, but still, Sheik's on the ground first because she's a fast faller and was able to get some jabs. See, air dodge, see, if you see how You3 does this, every time he's on ledge and there's a can right there next to him, he's always going to pick the option that brings him to the can, because that's the safest option. You can't punish that without putting yourself at risk. So You3 goes for some jabs. I love that rapid jab, man. So you can't really get out of it too well. Now he's gonna go for an option right here with the Nair. Unfortunately, Can wasn't in a position where it was facing left. If it was facing right, he could have got some big damage off of that because he would have been able to ping the Can. And tries to use the Can right there to sort of intercept that. And he's gonna get some dash attack damage going on. Being forced to recover. The Can right there allowing You3 to kind of save himself. Ooh, that's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna note two things right here. One, the Can saving him from the bouncing fish KO. That's probably super clutch, and I'm gonna go back to analyze that in a second. Second thing, for you New England folks right here, it's the double 119 blessed. It's a perfect thing right there. The 119 meme from New England. It's when you both are on, it's when one person is on 119. That means they're blessed. That means they're going to get either immaculate DI, good follow-ups, or, you know, just have a good situation in general. So let's see how this interaction went out with the bouncing fish. Let's see when he... Yeah, so you can actually react to that bouncing fish right here. Like, as soon as he sees the animation for bouncing fish, spawn that can, boom. Save yourself, man. It's really good. Probably in this matchup, when you're around, like, this kind of percent, you might want to not have can out, just so you can be able to survive those kind of things. Maybe not in this percent, because I feel like can would kill at that height regardless, but still. You know, Musa trying to put Trevonte in a corner, but Trevonte opting to go for those needles, which is such a powerful option in this matchup. If you're ever faced in a situation where you're just being needle camped, opt to put your can up in the air at all times, because that way it makes it harder. They have to commit to a jump to sort of paralyze the can, and why would you be doing that? Because, you know, that's kind of a risky option. You can just fair, you can just neutral air, the Sheik doing that. Oh, tries to go for a follow-up there with the neutral air, doesn't get anything off of it. Let's see how You3's gonna do an edge guard right there. He has can in like the roll position. What he can do is, if he sees Sheik sort of a jump off fair, he can pin the can once, and the fair is gonna hit the can, which is gonna hit the shield, and it's gonna probably KO Sheik for it. See, look at that. He kind of did that option, but he rolls afterwards. So I think what he's doing right now, he's gonna set up the can for a ledge get up, and then he's going to cover roll with up tilt, because that's like the duck hunt special. See, he was looking just for that. Let's see if he has enough time to go for a grab. Nope, he kind of backs off right there. He doesn't want to commit to an option, probably expecting, you know, a short hop nair from Sheik. Ooh, kind of a little misinput right there. I don't know what he was expecting with the grab. Oh, he gets a little bullet hitbox. I love that hitbox. Kind of kicks you. So see, he's applying pressure with the can, and he's not really like committing to an option because he wants Trevonte to do something, so then he can react to it. Like if he jumped, he could go for an up air, you know, stuff like that. But Trevonte takes the stock with the forward air, and Gunman, pretty good tool in this matchup. You know, if you're being needle camped, you can just throw out a Gunman if you predict the needle, and then it can just shield you. Gonna eat the damage right there. Trevonte needs to watch out for it to not be too greedy with the combos. You know, he's at kill percent from can, so you can just combo break with the can and just go him for there. Ooh, never mind. I guess he's not in kill percent. Maybe if he was a little bit closer, you know, he kind of went to the other side. That was actually pretty cute. He went for the grab release. Doesn't kill though. Oh, see right there. He covered the option. He forced you to go for an option. And the option he selected was roll, and he kind of covered that with the up tilt. What he should have done is probably jumped, probably fade back, you know, go down, and then re-grab the ledge. Because Duckman doesn't really have a quick option from roll to sort of pressure the ledge. You know, we can dash attack, or not dash attack, down tilt, we can F tilt. But from that distance, we can't really do anything. So he's going to go for a jab. That's going to be a punish right there. But we're at a situation where he kind of backs off. When Trevonte kind of dropped his shield, Yusang could have actually hit the jabs, because right here, this distance, I know like jab hits like right here, like the final hit. I would have probably taken the gamble and released the trigger right there, because now it allows Trevonte to just back up. You know, see, it backs up, and now he's out of range. Like, it's not going to hit anymore. So, yeah, Trevonte has a huge lead right now. It's kind of difficult for Duck Hunt to take it back in this situation, because Trevonte's playing really well. He's going for needle camps. You know, he's just taking what's guaranteed. I really like his play right now. Ooh, a little sneaky can right there. Up, and he's gonna get the bouncing fish, and that's the game. So yeah, that was a little bit of analysis of Yusam versus Trevonte. I might be doing this more if the Duck Hunt community likes this. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.